O.O.C. Transmission begin. Welcome everybody to the O.O.C. We got Anzo, Roberto, Geishka, and me. Our goal is to ignite discussion and inspire. Come through Wednesday nights and feel the fire. Much respect and love to the chat for keeping the comment section nice and packed. Love for all, but we put you through the test, cause in the O.O.C. we get it off our chest.
What is up? What is up, people? Welcome back to another episode of the O.O.C. And I see I am lagging. I was trying to bring the fire today, but it's kind of messing up on me. So we'll do it later. Mr. Roberto, you are muted, son.
Sure, Sam. Sorry, I was too busy bopping my head to that wicked beat.
What is up, people? How you guys doing? Glad you could make it to the show. We're going to do it like we always do. So we're going to go across the panel so y'all can talk about your channels. First up is my brother, my homeboy, Mr. Roberto Mendez. Tell the people about your channel, sir.
What's good, peeps? Last time I checked, which I didn't because I know it doesn't say 101. So I'm hoping, some more peeps that drop by today take a little time to just go over there and show me a little love. Just a little, I'm not asking for too much. Just 101. One more than Geiskar's asking for. I know he's closer than me, but I just, just trying to raise the bar a little. 101, I'm coming out telling you everything I did. So all that turns into 1001 and so on. You know what I mean?
Damn right. Damn right. Next up is Mr. Geishka, the Basco Scenario. What's up, brother? Tell the people about your channel, sir.
Basco Scenarios, my channel, gaming clips. My show's gonna come. I'm gonna drop the title. It's gonna be the Basco Scenario. This is the scenario, and then I'm gonna have my 2 minutos, the 2 minutes of what I'm gonna just talk about brief shit, whatever's on my mind. So yeah, it's coming. The works is there. I just have to get it put together. But it's
okay.
coming.
He has his plan, guys. So hopefully we'll get that shit taken care of soon.
My plan is there. It's there.
See, I got my cricket crew getting my crickets in the background. That might be my symbol, yo. You never know. You never know. 101. You see a cricket.
Next up is
Mr. Aficionado.
What's going on, everybody? Movie aficionados. I'm here. I'm struggling through my whatever nonsense I'm going through with my sickness. Doesn't even matter, man. I'm here representing O.O.C. Check out my channel, man. We're growing. Doing some new reviews. Trying to put them up every day. I missed a couple days.
Thank you, Dandelion Fluff. Sorry about that.
A couple days. No, it's all good. I got a couple reviews. I got to do Winter Soldier and Falcon coming up. I got the Lose review coming up. I know I got to watch Godzilla vs. Kong at some point. But yeah, that's it, man. Trying to get to 100. I'm at 50. I made it to 50. So thank you guys. That's it, man.
excellent. And let me just
You don't know.
shout out
Celtics lost. Sorry, go ahead.
Shout out to people in the chat. We got Ninjroid, we got Caleb in the house, we got King David. What's up, King David? How you doing?
Much love, everyone. Much love.
Mads Mama Bear is in the house. Anthony is in the house, and I see we have a Mr. Tim Duncan is the GOAT is in the house, and I 100%. I 100% agree with you, brother.
I see we have some cheerleading in the stands now. What's going on, huh?
And no,
Dandelion Fluff.
That's not my second account.
Said it before I could.
Malik, what is good? Babes, whoever the hell that is. I don't know who that is. But yeah, so we're gonna get this thing popping like we always do, guys. You know, this is the O.O.C. off our chest, where we get some topics off our chest. We're gonna start this one off with my homeboy on the bottom of me, Gaishka. What do you have to get off your chest right now, my brother?
Oh, well, you know what? I've been watching some news lately. I tend to stay away from it because all the negativity shit that's around the world, you know. I don't think they talk about much more positive things going on. It's just bad news here, bad news there. But I came across this video that was on NBC News, and it's about an Asian American official who he's a Congress or a city congressman, who he speaks out to everybody, basically saying that, you know, he has remained silent long enough with, you know, what, you know, we all know what's happening about, you know, the Asian woman that got shot and Asian people that right now are being targeted and either beat up. As of late, a Filipino woman got assaulted right outside of a store, and the security guards out in the store didn't do anything. They just went up to the doors and actually just closed the doors, and the woman was lying on the sidewalk, right? Which I find disgusting, right? If you're a security guard, your purpose is to be, you know, a security guard. Secure, yeah, you're hired to secure a building, but if you see someone in need, you should help, right? That's the logical thing to do. But nope, these guys did not do that. So this going back to the Asian official, so basically he talks to the whole room, and he talks about how he was bullied and beat up when his family came from the old world to the United States, and he basically says how he was abused by bullying and whatever, and he joined the military, and he was a 20-year American veteran, and what was breathtaking and I was completely lost for words was he finally gets up and he starts taking off his shirt, and he lifts his shirt, and he has these scars on his chest that he got while serving the American army because he was tortured. And he basically says, are these scars not patriotic enough? So I saw this and I was like, wow. We all know how I stand about racism and stuff like that. I don't see color because thank God I was raised where I was raised, and I had the parents that I had, despite, you know, them having their own views or whatever. And, you know, I was raised to respect people. Anzo saw how my father was with anybody, race or color on our street. If we were outside having a picnic, no matter if he didn't just recognize your face, he would call them over for food or whatever. That's the way I was raised. And it's sad because somebody made fun of Anzo and I going back and forth one time about how we got along. We were our first best friends, you know, and how it would be into a movie and see how life could be, right? If you just don't breed this negative culture, don't teach, because it's taught, right? And the media, what it's doing, it's feeding this hunger of this hatred and all this negative things that are happening on. It's real. But sometimes I find the more we talk about things, the more it fuels the beast. It's good to get the word out there, but it comes with education, right? And these racist people out there, I don't know what's in their mind, man. I don't get it. It gets to a point where I get drained from trying to try and figure this shit out. But if people can just respect each other, they don't have to agree with everything they say, but just respect each other. But these idiots are going out shooting people because they're Asian. They're killing Americans, man. There's a lot of these people that they're hurting. They've been Americans for maybe longer than themselves, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just nuts, man. And it's sad. I suggest you see it. The person's name is
I saw it.
Lee Wong. That's the
I saw
chairman. He's the chairman. And seriously, left me without words, and power to him for doing this in front of his white counterparts that were there, right? Because he didn't think he was going to do it. He even came out and said, I didn't know I was going to do this. It was the heat of the moment of the discussion.
He said it hit him.
Yeah, it hit him.
Those were his literal words. Yeah. It hit him, and he had to speak.
Yeah. So power to him for breaking his silence and speaking up. Yeah.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, like I say all the time, we all bleed the same. We're all human beings. So who gives a fuck what color you are, man? It just doesn't make any sense to me that you can hate somebody because of their color or orientation or whatever. Like,
in all honesty, Anzo, you know what it is? They're trying to provoke a racial war. If you really look at it, like, it doesn't make sense for people to do what they're doing. When they do it and think there's no repercussions for what they're doing, then it makes sense. But if I walk up to any random person and slap them and say, I hate you for wherever you're from, isn't my life fucked up after that? Like, aren't I going to be defending myself in court and losing, and my life's all downhill after that? Or isn't that the way it should be? Right. But it doesn't appear that that's the way it is. That's why it's sickening. You almost feel like these people are doing it, and then you don't hear about it anymore because nothing's done.
That is correct.
Someone asked me today, did you watch the George Floyd thing? I said, it's on TV? You mean this guy ain't serving life already? What the fuck is this made for TV shit? When did this happen? Like, you wait till the fire and all the raw that it brought, you wait till all of that simmers down and quiets out, and then you start this. And I'm not even going there because it might be a subject that somebody else wants to touch.
Well, I noticed
Yusuf Hatcher said it's been a racial war. Thank you for the $2 super chat. What I will say is,
thank you.
All this news and court stuff started with OJ. That was when people started and they realized that, hey, we can make money off of showing people's court cases. That's when Court TV started. That's when all that shit started because of the OJ. It's cheap to make, and it makes money.
What's up, Josh?
LA riots.
No, I want to add.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it was. But I mean, like, when the media started doing the court TVs and all that stuff, that was from OJ. I seen it in a documentary.
Yeah. That too, but the LA riots was also like the media was all over that place.
Yeah, because it happened around the same time. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. But it's just the same.
Because the LA riots started around the same times, right? Yeah.
No, I was just going to add to that and say, I think it's just overall, like, the court system takes sometimes way longer than it needs to. People sit on death row for decades or whatever. People, trials go on for months, and then retrials and not rebuttals, what are those, appeals and all that nonsense. It's like this could go on for a long time.
It's not gonna stop, man. Like I said, and I've said it many times, like Aishka said, this racism and hatred is taught. You're not born a racist. You're not born as a kid to hate black people. You don't notice a difference. You don't know there's a difference when you're 3 years old. like that. You know what I mean? You would say, oh, our skin colors are different, but you're still human beings. But then when your parents are telling you, oh, look at that N over there. Don't you go play with that N over there. You know what I mean? That puts it in your head that, oh, N's are bad. You know what I mean? Okay, so I'm not going to go play over there. Racism is taught. And until we unteach racism, we will never get better as a society. Never. You know what I mean?
What's creepy is I remember telling someone maybe a good 6-7 years ago, and I think this was even before Trump got elected, that I feel like hate, like evil and hate, is making a comeback. I feel like, like what we experienced in the 80s and flaring out in the 90s and the early 2000s is going to be a thing of old.
Mm-hmm.
And that thing that Caleb just typed there about that little Nas,
Mm-hmm.
I saw a bit of that video. And I'm like, I'm sure this guy has a following.
Yeah, absolutely.
That he's making devil shoes.
I never seen the video, so I don't know. I'm not gonna comment on that. But
you know what, Adzo, curious minds, because one day that might be a topic coming up, and we have to have some knowledge on that shit. So I educate myself. I clicked on the video, and I'm like, I don't know who this is for.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sorry to go off topic, but the media is trying to make this look like it's an anti-gay thing. So is this devil thing really going on?
Oh, wow.
Do you know what I mean?
What are you talking about? Yeah.
Did you have to see the video?
Yeah, I'll definitely check it out when I can.
It's going to be a conversation.
Because now I also seen on I think it was Instagram or Twitter that Nike suing them over those shoes.
Yeah, how's that? Because this shit it's a division of Nike that made the decision to make this shoe.
No, it because I think it copyrights one of their patterns. Like it looks exactly like a pair of Nikes that I see in the store all the time.
Anzo, it has the Nike swoosh on it.
Okay, so then is he signed with Nike?
It looked like Nike made this shoe. They have those subdivisions.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So maybe Nike's trying to cover their back because of the backlash that shit got. But that shit is a Nike with devil, Satan on it, and satanic writing scriptures on the side. And
well, I'll have to read more into that. But if they're suing him, then it's probably because he took the swoosh or something like that. I don't know, because if Nike did it, they can't sue themselves, right?
Like if it's Nike, a subdivision, there's probably some clause in there.
Also, can you put what Danny wrote?
His first hold on. First, I just wanted to do this. Yusuf $5 super chat. I'm not justify death row, but death row takes a long time because you have to make sure. Yeah, and I don't justify death row either because I don't think anybody has the right to take anybody's life. I don't care if it's a court system or anything. You know what I mean? Lock a man up, put him in jail for as long as you can. That's it. But to kill him, I don't know. Danny said one thing that is so unfair about racism is that those who don't experience it really can never understand how it feels to be hated because of the skin color. Then they pay to get tans to be darker. Absolutely, Danny.
I can say, Danny, you're right, but there's also racism that doesn't have to do with skin color. Like I like myself here because of my name, because people have heard me speak Spanish. I had certain French Canadians come down hard on me and tell me to go back to my country because I was just freaking talking in a different language. But what's best was when I turned around and spoke fluent French and made his fucking face drop to the floor, right? And I called him an ignorant fuck for not learning how to speak English or any other language by going, how many languages do you speak, you dumb fuck? Right? So, yeah. So there's different types of racism.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like, you can be racism because you're gay, or you know what I mean, or you think a certain way. People hate you. You know, I'm not gay though, but one of my friends is gay, and I get what they're saying. Exactly, Danny. Some people have black people, but then want the skin like us and have hair like us. That is true. That is correct. That is correct. Glad I caught the show live. Hello, Pana. What's up, Paul? How you doing, man? Glad you could make it. Glad you could join up. William said, see you. Well, yeah, whatever. So, yeah, but with that being said, like I said, man, it's just bullshit. like really and truly, all this racism shit is what, like, we got to be better, man. As a people, we're not going to survive if we keep hating people because of the color of their skin. You know what I mean? And if you don't agree with certain person's lifestyle, why the fuck do you really care? You should be more concerned about your lifestyle and what you're doing in your life than to what someone else is doing. That's just my opinion on that, man.
If you're a batty boy, you're a batty boy. That's how I say.
The views.
I had this like dream of like this movie I would put together, you know. This guy is really racist from the South, whatever, and he goes to sleep one night and some people come and snatch his ass. And when he wakes up, he's on an island or like an area where everybody is black. Like the first time I went to Brooklyn, I want him to experience that, but he's not the same color. And see how his ass feels. But you know, the only thing about this movie, you have to portray a different style of black people. Because in all honesty, I just think maybe the gangsters on the corner would exploit this guy. I don't think he would experience any hatred from the common folk, black people walking, you know, going about their business. But them guys on the corner might snatch his ass. But just to give him a reality check of, we're no different than you, man.
Absolutely.
We're no different than you. And you'll see the outcome will be a lot different than you imagine, because we're not all out to get you.
Absolutely, 100%. You know what I mean? We are just trying to live and survive just like you are, man. You know what I mean?
Like, that's what blows my mind. We're not asking for any money. We're not asking for any land. We're not asking for anything but equality. And as much as we don't get it, is as much as it's mind-boggling that we're still asking. And not only that, it's gotten worse.
And so, Donnie said, I said skin color because that's what relates to me. Not saying one is worse than the other, just one that I can identify with. You're absolutely right, Donnie. You are correct. You know what I mean? And I tell people that all the time. It's like, you know, when people were telling me that their issues I was having, and I tell them my issues. And I said, listen, no matter what issues you have, it's important to you. So I will never say that what happened to me is worse than what happened to you, or what happened to you is worse than what happened to me, because I don't live in your shoes. So I can never say that. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's the same thing. So we're not saying that other racism isn't important. It's just like Danny said, we're talking about what we know. You know what I mean? And with what the Asian people are going through now, and this is all a lot of it because of the coronavirus thing, right? People are blaming them for the coronavirus. Yeah, man, they're walking around punching them out in the street and shit. And I'm like,
it's fucked up. Sorry, I was laughing at something I read, but you know, I don't want to cross-reference what you're saying. That shit is really fucked up. And
absolutely. And
let someone mistake my mom for being Oriental and knock her down. You better leave this city, man. I'm telling you.
For real. Mio1702 said, do you think the only way the human race can evolve positively is by giving up individual race and just being human beings? Well, that's what it should be.
Listen, that, like, you know, there's no such thing as a perfect world, but, you know, bring it down to like maybe 50%, because we've been going through 80% like hard for a very long time. Just bring it down a bit. We're not asking for, you know, extreme change. Just, you know, show us some change. Show us a little momentum so we can, you know, say, hey, we're making progress, not regressing. Because that's what I see. How long is it before it touches here?
For real. And that's one thing I say. I'm like, I'm glad I live in Canada, because first before I say this, Josh isn't feeling well, guys, but he's trooping it out on the show, because everybody's like, why is Josh so quiet? Come to the dark side, Josh.
No, I'm just listening, not trying to interrupt anybody.
His facial expressions are killing me too, man. I'm just looking and laughing out, you know, just blurting a laugh out. Josh, you're killing us without even trying.
You know, but shit, I forgot what I was gonna say now.
You see that? It's a Josh moment.
Rewind the clip.
I also want to I want.
Yeah, go ahead,
What was
Josh.
that?
Go ahead, Josh.
No, I was just saying I want to save some of it for when I get my thing off my chest because mine may or may not be tied in. You know what I'm saying too. So I don't want to.
Well, you could say something. What do you think about what we're talking about, bro?
We need an American perspective,
it's fucked up. Like I had said before, last time when we'd spoken about it, I think it's similar to 9/11 and how, when after 9/11, people were looking at Muslim people like, oh, again, I'm playing. This is a little worse though, because, I mean, I'm not sitting here saying that, oh, every Muslim person's going to blow up a plane, but like, come on, man. Like what do you gain from doing that? You know what I mean? You don't gain anything from it. So, but yeah, it's similar to that where it's like that person didn't cause 9/11. You know what I mean? That person didn't cause the coronavirus. Just random. They're an American like you. You know what I'm saying? It goes back to like that movie Us from Jordan Peele, where all those people from underneath, the tethered people, they look like monsters. And she asks like, "Who are you people?" And then her response is, "We're Americans." You know, just like you. We just live underground, but we're still Americans. So yeah, it's not fair to do that, man.
And that's what I remember what I was going to say, because I was saying I'm glad I live here in Canada because it's not as bad as it is in the States. It is here. Don't get me wrong. Like there's racism here. It's just it's not as out in the open here as it is
in your face
here. Right.
Like,
you know what I mean?
Honestly, if some of the shit I saw in the States, my reflex would probably have me for assault because if a woman walked up in my face, like I'm standing in line to get my, my burger and shit, and this woman walks in my face, you N-word in my face, shit, did I headbutt her? Oh no. It would be almost like a reflex because it would be caught so off guard, you know what I mean?
And the thing too is here we have the two different types of racism, right? So there's minorities, and then there's not speaking French. You know what I mean? So sometimes it may be hard to distinguish whether they're just racist on you because you're not speaking French or because you're a minority. You know what I mean? Like you could tell by what they say, but sometimes, that you go into stores, man, you can tell they speak English and they just won't fucking speak English to you at all. They don't give a shit, So
Okay,
there's that.
Sorry,
that too. Yeah, go ahead.
You're good at French, right, guys? What is SD neg in English? What would the translation be? Would that be MFN?
Yeah, fucking black guy.
Yeah, so imagine this is what I experienced playing hockey.
Oh, for sure. I've seen it also with people that play
whole
hockey.
Arena chanting that to me, ending with my last name because it's on my jersey. The whole arena. So,
Which arena was this?
The arena's in the East End.
Oh, don't surprise me.
Saint Michel's, this was different back then. It wasn't Saint Michel of now. It's a different Saint Michel back then.
Yeah, 100%.
Saint Donat, Saint Michel, going east, Hochelaga.
Yep.
My biggest fear was my dad in the stands, Thank God and Anzo knows my dad is, a fair complexion. He might be in between you and Josh. Geiskar in complexion,
Yeah.
So that's what maybe saved him in the stands. But there was a time I jumped in the stands to confront some people looking at my dad because they knew he was my dad and they hated me because I could put goals in the net, and that was my to them. You call me that, I'm gonna make you hate me more. I just score goals and go like that to the crowd. They hated me, and their hate made my game that much better. So I have to thank them at the same time.
Absolutely.
But I experienced some serious racism.
Right.
Walking in an arena and just feeling like 2 feet tall because everybody's looking
at you. Yeah.
Like, who do you think you are coming to play our game? Boy, that's what I felt, boy. And I'm like, I'm going to show you what this boy could do. I felt like I was representing Cotonesh, the brothers in the hood, because they all asked me why I played hockey. Man, my dad thought it was cricket on ice. What can I tell you?
when we were at Maxi, right, we made a team, right? And we went to a hockey tournament in St. Foy, right outside Quebec City. and we had this guy who worked for us, Ishmael. He was black. We had like 2 black guys on our team. 2 black guys, Filipino guy. So we had color on our team. Every other team was just white guys. Guess where the brawl started for? Exactly what you said.
Mm-hmm.
One of the benches called one of Ishmael an N-word, and all shit just broke loose.
Mm-hmm.
One of the Filipino guy grabbed the guy off the bench and pulled him onto the ice.
Mm-hmm. And you
He's
see,
the guy, you said that, and the guy, his teammate next to him went like this. He's like, and he pointed at his own teammate. He just grabbed him and freaking threw him out, man. But yeah, I hear what you're saying, man.
and that's one thing that I liked about living in Cotonej, because it was so diverse. You know what I mean? Like, there was white people, there was black people, there was Asian people. We hung with anybody, man. If you were a kid on the block and you came there new, it wasn't like, hey, who's this little Asian kid? It's like, hey, yeah, want to come play with us? What's your name?
You got skills? Get in here, you know?
Yeah, exactly. You know, and that's how it should be. But like I was saying, living here in Canada, even though we do have the racism, I've heard Danny say many times that he has to have a different conversation with his grandkids. You know what I mean? The black ones have to have a different conversation than the white ones. And even though we have to kind of have that, but we don't have to sit there and be like, okay, you need to be this because they're going to kill you. You know what I mean? Like, it's very rare that shit happens here, man. So at the end of the day, man, it's like, unless we get together and realize that, and this generation, the new generation, I think is less racist than any generation that we've had before it. So that's a good sign. That's a really good sign.
The scary sign is the younger ones that are getting the homeschooling. And unfortunate for us in the States, you know, most of those people that are doing the homeschooling are somewhat connected to that Q shit. They're teaching their kids different shit, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole conspiracy right there on its own for another show. Look at that! See all the faces he made? Did you see that?
Josh always making.
I was taking you guys through the Twilight Zone with the faces he was making, yo.
Yeah, so many questions through my head.
It was funny when you said this generation. I heard this generation.
Rule the
nation. All right, Josh, you're up next, my brother. What did you have to get off your chest?
My thing, it might be something that's racist. It might not be. Either way, it's something I want to get off my chest, and maybe you guys can give me some closure and clarity. Maybe it's all in my mind. Maybe it's just a bunch of nonsense. For the past 20 years, I would say 15, 20 years or so, I've experienced something, no matter where I go, without fail, whether it's Best Buy, whether it's ShopRite, whether it's fucking Walgreens, whether it's CVS, T-Mobile, doesn't matter where I am. Without fail, I could be standing in the middle of the store, right, with employees that work there with the uniform of whatever color it might be that's, you know, coincides with the store. So if I'm at Best Buy, there's tons of employees. They're wearing blue shirts. No matter what, somebody will come up to me and say, hey, you work here, right? Do you know what aisle hard drives are in? I'm like, dude, are you fucking kidding me? Turn around. Fucking look around you. Does it look like I have a blue shirt that says Best Buy? Oh, here, let me say it, and let me preface before I continue on with my rant. If you do work in retail, man, God bless you, man. You're making a living. You're doing what you need to do, and you know that's awesome, man. You know, go make your money. I don't work there. I don't do retail, man. I've worked my ass off to get, you know, to work on my business and stuff. And I don't know. Like I said, I don't know if it's a racist thing or whatever. I don't know if it's because I look like I'm a little younger, but no, man. I don't. Do you think that I work here? And then they'll say to me like, yeah, you look like you did. I don't know. I just thought
they say that?
Oh, totally. You guys
That's
ever
cool.
this shit?
Listen, I experienced it on the other end. I asked this girl excuse me, can you tell me where I can find the hot sauce? And she's like, oh, I don't work here. And I was like, oh, sorry.
Yeah,
I didn't want to tell her, I wouldn't want to tell her, listen, stop dressing like you work here.
Wait,
and people
black
stop
girl?
asking you questions.
But dude,
What's wrong with you?
Is it a black girl or white girl, Roberto? Black girl, white girl?
Oh, what, we're getting racial again? What's going
that's
on?
what it is. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, she just happened to be the only one in the aisle. It wasn't because she was black. I wasn't white asking her.
All right.
Maybe because you look knowledgeable. Did you ever think of it that?
Somebody
Yeah,
said
like,
that, but even that, man,
sensitive shit,
you
man.
look like a, well, that's what I'm saying though. Like maybe there's a subconscious thing of like, ooh, look at this young brother here. He looks like he might know where the hard drives are in the store. Like without fucking fail though. It's not even like
maybe they think you're a geek and you just know more than they would know.
This guy looks
Could
like
be.
a gamer.
You know,
a young man.
But it's not like it happened once. If it happened one time, if it happened 2 times, I can understand.
Shit.
But like every fucking time, and I'm telling you, like there's people, like I'll be at ShopRite and everybody's wearing red, man. They have the red little ShopRite logo. You guys probably don't even know what that is. But and then I'll be wearing my Patriot stuff, my jersey, my hat. I'll be wearing fucking sweatpants, sneakers. Like clearly I do not
They
work
still
here.
ask you.
And they'll come up, hey, what aisle is the pickles in? What aisle is the steaks or whatever? I don't fucking know, man. First off, read the signs, you dumb fuck. I'm gonna guess, and sometimes every now and then I do know. Every now and then I do know where the hard drives are, and I'm like, I almost don't even want to answer this.
Yeah, I know, right?
I was like, turn your ass around. I'm gonna give you a hard drive.
I don't fucking work here. I make more than man. I probably make more than you. You fuck no, but that and
maybe you should wear a t-shirt, Josh. I don't fucking work here. When you walk in these stores, people probably, are you sure?
So you guys, Anzo and Roberto, you guys haven't experienced that. People don't come up to you, hey, sir.
Josh,
man, people don't even look at me, Josh.
That's what I was gonna say. Look at me and Roberto. Do you think we walk into a store and people ask us if we work there?
I can't even get help, man.
Yeah.
I don't even know. Well, what do you mean? What? Explain. Help me.
Listen, because I like to wear my sunglasses because I have a problem with the shade and shit. My past life, I was a vampire, right?
Anzo, you got that hoodie on. You look like you could be a stock person right now, stocking with that. You know, like
No.
Yeah, you say you just cut my story like that, shit, Josh. I listen to yours. Hey, listen to my story, man.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Sorry. Man.
I walk into the store. You know, I glance around like anybody else, getting familiar with their environment. I see this woman like reaching for her button. Wait, you're gonna push the alarm? I'm here to buy cologne. What's wrong with you? Like people get so fucking paranoid. You think they're gonna ask me what aisle is where? The only thing I get asked is sometimes a lady will tell me, "Excuse me, sir, could you reach for that? I can't get it." I'll go up there and get it for her. That's about it.
Yeah, that's fine. This is that's not what I'm talking about.
Asking me what aisle the eggs are in and shit? No, man.
Dude, every time. What's that?
Was it a hardware store at least?
Excuse me, or do they just go like slap their fingers or something?
It's varied. That's a good question too. Varied, yeah. Varied.
You know? Yeah. Light sensitive, man. Yeah, those rays are coming through like with that ozone layer and shit. Them rays are strong, you know.
So what do you guys think?
I have to wear my cap, or else he has to put his sunglasses on.
Me too. Ain't that a coincidence? It's not because the shit's bald, because we know it is, right?
Yeah, like I walk in the store, I got my hoodie on, you know what I mean? I'm wearing some Spurs gear or some Nikes gear. No, I don't ever get asked, bro. Someone will ask me, oh, can you, like Roberto, so can you reach that for me? Or if they can't read something like an older woman, like I like to help out. If there's an older woman there and she's trying to read something, I like to help out a lot. You know what I mean? I do that a lot in the stores, but I'll never get the question of like, do you work here? Where is this?
Always. Like,
Also,
where are the pickles?
We were taught that too on Barclay, right? Remember the old lady that lived in your building for many years upstairs? Remember? She used to come with the bags, and our parents, man, it was like, go help her with the bags, and right away we carry our groceries to her door and stuff. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying. So Danny said Anzo equals Nino, Roberto equals G Money. Yeah, you know we ain't getting asked, Danny.
Shit.
We get followed. At least I do. I know I get followed
by the security of the mob.
Anzo, I can honestly tell you, it's the hood. because you ain't carrying a skateboard. So why are you wearing a hood? That's the way they see. If you
I
walk,
know.
maybe you should walk
I
with a
know.
skateboard, and you see they'd be like second guessing. Is he a skateboarder or is he trying to fool us? You know?
Yeah, no, it definitely like color, yes, but also the way we dress, because we ain't dressing like, you know what I mean, businessmen or anything like that. We're going in there, we dressing casual like we always do, and to some people that can look like, oh, drug dealer, thug, this or that, you know what I mean?
You get categorized right away.
Wait, that's what I'm talking
Like
about.
it's GTA.
But I wear sweatpants and a t-shirt like this Overwatch shirt.
I don't know what it is with you. Yeah, I don't know what it is with you, bro.
Maybe you look like a frequent shopper, so you would know more than them.
No, I get. Do you work here? Also, sometimes a lot. Like, and you know what else though? It could be racist, but it could also be ageist. Maybe because I look a little younger. It's like I'm fucking 36, bitch. Like, you know what I mean?
What is the staff all black?
What's that?
Is the staff all black?
The staff.
Well, that's just their staff. You know, they're varied. It depends.
Yeah, I know, but if the staff was all black, then I could understand why they would think automatically you're staff because you're black. But if they're not all black, I think we'd have to cancel that one out.
I think most staff are mixed in general. Like if you go to the supermarket, you're gonna get
not in Brooklyn.
Everybody's black. I'm in like the sticks. I'm in like the in the woods, man. You know what I mean? So I get
maybe it's just they think you're an approachable guy. You know what I mean? Because I don't know. I can't see why they would ask you that if you're not wearing the clothes or anything.
What?
But
you do look friendly, Josh.
I hate that shit too. I'm not.
Hold on. Was this a guy? Was this a guy or a woman?
Oh, mixed guys, girls.
Sounds like more than two people.
And it's not just white people; it's black people, white people, whoever. Like you work here, right? Where's the
stuff?
It's
not racial. We got that right off the bat. Well, no, it's not racial.
No, just because they're black people asking doesn't mean it's still not racial, though.
So you think black people assume that all black people work in stores? What are you trying to say, Josh? This is a bigger topic than you really let on, right?
I'm saying it. I'm not trying to say it. I'm saying it.
So wait, you're saying that if I were to walk into the store and saw you standing there, I may come and ask you, excuse me, sir, can you tell me where the garlic is, please?
But Roberto, would you do that? if you're T-Mobile, everybody's wearing fucking magenta. I'm wearing all black with a Patriots hat.
You could be the manager.
That's what I was
saying. Oh yeah. What? You can be the manager. You ain't wearing the same color. Like you have to separate yourself. You know.
Magenta. Everybody wears magenta in that store.
Manager's wearing sweatpants because he can. Who's going to fire the manager? The boss ain't there.
I give you more credit there, Roberto. I don't think you would do that. I don't think you would ask me.
I ain't asking nobody, magenta or black. I'll keep looking. If I don't find it, that's your lost store. That's your lost store.
If I can't find it, I ain't asking nobody where that shit is. I'll be like, okay, I can read fucking signs. You know what I mean? And if I don't see it, well, they don't have it.
I was like that until I got married. Like, why don't you just ask someone?
Wait,
I don't want to.
But is that because we're men though? That's why. That could be because we're men, right? Because we won't even. Will you guys ask for directions?
Not anymore, not with the phone, but back in the day, no.
Yeah, exactly. Back in the day, we weren't asking for directions either, right? It's like, no, I know where the fuck I'm going. Leave me alone.
Which try? It's fucking west. What's the map?
Well, that goes into another topic. I'll save for another day because.
Man, get it off your chest.
Yeah,
no.
What was I going to say before? Maybe they just wanted your hard drive. You ever think of that?
Yeah, it's possible.
No.
They might have wanted your hard drive, your full terabyte.
It's possible.
Just think about
it.
Could
be a pickup line.
Excuse me. Do you know where the hard drives are?
Oh, maybe some elderly woman or whatever. Like, oh, hey, sir.
Why so hostile, sir?
I just want some more, right?
Shit, get away from me! You got fucking COVID. Stay over there.
You know them cougars want the young hard drive, bro. You know what I mean?
They want some of that SSD shit.
You know, they be walking around the store and they see Josh smiling and just looking at the chips or some shit.
They're asking me for pickles.
Man. Oh, they're asking you for pickles. There you go.
Shit, man. Yeah, man, that's hilarious.
We
Do
need
you want
some
that
You know
pickles.
what's sad?
cocktail Windsor?
Either way, though, whether it's racism, sex, not sexism, or ageism, whatever it is, or nothing, maybe it's all in my head. I'm glad to get it off my chest finally. I'm glad you guys are, being lighthearted about it, and whatever.
Absolutely, absolutely. That's what it's here for, man. That's what the show is, to get off your chest, man. And like I've
So
said to
hold
even
on.
people in the chat, like, get something to get off your chest. Holler at
Did he
me.
say? Did he say this shit's been happening for 10 to 15 years?
Yeah.
People mistaking it for working in a fucking grocery store. That's a long streak, man. I think they should check with Guinness.
I will tell you one thing though.
That's a long fucking
If
streak.
I wasn't,
Wow, man.
if I wasn't
This
working,
guy really said 10 to 15 years.
exactly.
Oh yeah.
What I'm telling you,
Sorry to
Josh,
laugh at you, man.
if that
Sorry,
would be
Josh.
happening,
But
were
this
you
is like
always
2 weeks
employed
in a
when
row
this
I'm
was
crying,
happening?
bro.
Was this always happening when you had a job?
What's that? What's that, guys?
Was this always happening when you had a job?
I mean, yeah, I've been employed for 13 years. So yeah.
Okay, because if I know if that would have happened to me if I didn't have a job, I would grab the woman, go to the fucking manager. She thinks I work here. Give me a fucking job.
Oh, and guys, Star, without being objective or anything, that's never happened to you either. I'm assuming, right?
Yes, it has happened.
Oh, it has happened to you. Okay.
Yeah, it has happened to me once, but I was wearing similar colors.
Okay.
Yeah, I was at Best
And
Buy.
he does sort of look like a store manager.
Yeah.
What does a store
Considering-
manager look like, though, Roberto? No.
I think it's the glasses.
And considering that you used to work at like Maxi, right? You know what I mean, which is a store. So it's possible that people might have recognized him from there or seen him and say, I think I seen him before. Oh, maybe he works there. Yeah, let me ask this guy,
My OnlyFans page, I don't know.
Oh yeah. Yeah. That's right, guys. Subscribe to Geishker's OnlyFans page. I will not be supporting it because I really
No, that is not true. I don't want to get a divorce. That's just expensive.
Yep.
Oh shit.
No, but seriously, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm at 64. I'm going for the 100.
Yes, guys, please subscribe to Geishka. We're trying to get
everybody subscribe to
100. We're trying to get to Josh to 100. We're trying to get to Roberto. You guys get your vanity tags where you could just have it as your name. So yeah, definitely look out for that.
Man.
Now we have my homeboy over here, Mr. Roberto Mendez, had some interesting thing that I'm willing to dig myself into. So Roberto, let's hear what you got to say, brother.
Well, that video is somewhat a trigger of what I wanted to talk about. It more or less relates to, when you say something and Facebook suddenly has it there for you to see and you're saying, fuck, are they listening to me?
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure that's happened to everybody, right?
Yep. Thank you. Josh, smash that like button, guys, please. Much respect.
So I was reading this story about this woman who ran into a friend of hers, a classmate of hers, who was a crackhead, homeless. And she got him off the streets, started feeding him, let her stay by him, got him cleaned up. And they're showing you pictures, progressing into what eventually the guy was super clean, graduated from school. They suddenly became a couple. It's like almost like a fairy tale story,
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, oh, that's nice. I really hope this is true. This isn't some made for TV shit. But I scrolled down to see some of the comments because I'm curious how the rest of the world thinks,
Mm-hmm.
And I saw this one girl go, but does he have money?
Mm-hmm.
That just fucking irked me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So many women out there making claim that there isn't good men out there. What is a good man? Zeros in a bank account?
Mm-hmm.
How stable do you think your life will be when you hook up with this guy with all these zeros? He could, in a heartbeat, take you across the world to eat lunch. You don't think he might see something a little finer than you? Maybe a little more aged, sophisticated. What guarantee do you have that he's gonna stay by you.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
This whole money thing. Go ahead, Anto, because
No, no.
I wish I could make those flames fly by me now because
I'm gonna have a lot to say for this one. Don't worry.
Yeah, and it's funny because I found this guy on YouTube, and this is some of the stuff that he talks about. You know what I mean? And if you watch, there's also Kevin Samuels, I think his name is.
there's a whole bunch of guys, and you see these things with these guys. You know, they try and pick up a girl, and the girl's not interested in him, and then he goes and
Pickup
opens
artist.
up his Ferrari, you know, and all of a sudden the girl wants him. Stage for likes, you know, even though that could possibly be true.
Mm-hmm.
But there's enough. When I say enough, there's enough. And I saw myself when I owned a bar with these young middle-aged girls coming in. It's all about money.
Mm-hmm.
It's all about money. All about money. What they're wearing, what they're driving, where they're going. Money, 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 money.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So if we rewind, because I know a girl, no matter how nice and good looking and whatever this guy brings to the table, it's all about money with not all of them, because I I know we have some women in the commentary, and I'd love to get their take on this. But when women were at home back during our parents' days and prior to that, the men were bringing home the money, right?
Mm-hmm.
Were women made to feel that, you know, at some point where their husband would go, you know, I'm making all the money. What do you do? What am I carrying you for? I don't need you. You're not bringing no money.
I never saw that.
That shit never happened. Because you know what? It wasn't about money. It was about love. It's about finding your partner that when times are rough, they're there. And when times are great, you celebrate together. And, you know, you hope everybody finds that partner.
Oh, man.
But when I hear these women saying that there's no good men out there, it just fucking kills me, because what are your credentials to make this statement, to say that there's no good men? There's deadbeat fathers, no doubt, because there's a lot of single women out there raising their kids, but at the same time, we don't live with them, so we can't really say as to why some of these fathers aren't with their children. So when that video played, what I took from that video, Anzo, I took all the cuss words out of that. Because that, I think, was all part of the stigma of the whole scene, because we didn't really hear her speak. But I sense a lot of men being frustrated with this whole stigma of a man. So much is wanted from us. We're judged every day and credited very little. And we have to keep this image that men don't cry. Men are tough. That's why so many men break down by themselves. I ain't blaming women, but that's the topic.
This is the guy, Kevin Samuels, right? So he's basically, what he is an image expert. So he talks to people, men and women, and he basically asks them questions about, you know, your image and this and that, your life. And he's really blunt with his shit. Like, people think he's against women and stuff like that, but he's really blunt with his shit. Like, he tells it like he is. Like, he told the guy watching the video, the guy was talking about, he's like, so how tall are you? Guy's like, I'm short. I'm like 5 something. He's like, you're short. He's like, okay, how much money do you make? And he told the guy how much money he made. And he's like, okay, so you're underpaid too. And then he asked the guy about his weight. And he said, well, I'm a little chubby, you know, I'm a little fat. I'm going to the gym though, and I'm doing this, and I'm trying to get, you know, myself better. So he's like, okay. So he's like, first off, let me explain this to you. The two things, your weight and your money, you got to fix. You can't do nothing about your height. But he said, if you want women, he basically said, why would a woman want to lay with you and make kids with you with those type of genes? That's how kind of like bold he talks to these guys. You know what I mean? And
some people need that reality check, huh?
Yeah, right. And the point was one of the videos that I was watching, I can't remember where it is. I was looking for it there. I think it was the one where he did with the feminists, where they literally said, some woman said a man that made, I think it was $80,000 a year. She's like, oh, that's not enough money. You know what I mean? So he's like, well, what's wrong with the average man? You know what I mean? Like, what is wrong with an average man? Like, why does it have to be the stigma the man has to make a certain amount of money or this and that before you'll even talk to him? So it's definitely a good video to watch, like if you want to sub to his channel or
And
whatever.
again, I'm not saying all women are like that.
Yeah, of
This
course
is in reference to these women who want to know how much money a man has.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of good women out there, obviously, because there's a lot of happy men out there. Because a man is only happy as his partner, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Look at him. Somebody's dying over there.
I don't even know where to start, man.
Go ahead.
I don't even know where to start. It's all too much at once, man. First off, I'll play devil's advocate.
I hear you, mama.
I'll play devil's advocate a little bit and say,
go ahead.
I've been working with strippers for like the past 9 years. You already know that.
Your dog, okay.
And these ladies, their boyfriends are just garbage. I'm just gonna say it straight up. They're just pure. They don't have any finances coming in. They're selling whatever drugs they're selling. They're like, it's not good. They're not good people. But in the same vein, you have people like Will Smith, people like Dr. Dre, people who are billionaires, millionaires, Kanye or whatever, and look at what's happening with them. Their wives are leaving them. These are the top, man. We're talking about Will Smith. I'm talking about Boris Kojo. I'm talking about fucking Jeff Bezos. You know what I mean? And they're still getting divorced. They're still like, it's not good enough for them. So, you don't make, over 85,000. These guys make billions of dollars. It's still not enough. And yeah, man, I'm into the red pill stuff. I listen to a lot of red pill people, like different people like Coach Greg Adams and stuff like that. And he talks about how, I don't know, some women, they want money or whatever. But in the same vein, like me, like I'm under 6 feet, and I'm a little.
He wasn't calling you out, eh?
No, well, if he was calling me out,
I saw you getting kind of sensitive there.
I'd show him my photo gallery. I'd show him my photo gallery, and
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm like, it was a lot of generalizing, because I know there's little short, fat dudes that get some badass women, and they're not rich or whatever. It just
they have talented tongues.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. You know what I mean? Sometimes.
Hold on, I just wanted to throw something in there, Anzo.
Yeah, go ahead.
Dandelion Fluff made a very good comment a little higher up, and I agree with her 1,000%. A woman shouldn't carry a man. A man's got to hold his own. If he's at home, take the load off the wife, man. Make sure when she comes home from work, there's something to eat. There's not that much laundry lying around. The house is clean. Hold your own. If you 100%. Think you have a second mom, then facts, get him out of there.
100%. 100%.
But it shouldn't be about the dollar bill.
Or when you were talking about couples and, going back to the day how, our parents or father would be the man would be the one bringing. You struck a chord, man. I have to go off camera because I started tearing up, man, because my parents, right? My dad was the one that was bringing in the money. I remember this. And then my dad had a hunting accident. I think I mentioned this in the past, where he almost lost his arm, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my mom was the one that had to start working to provide and help the family at the time. But that's what it is, right? In a couple of relationships, I've said it many times, like you said right now, a man has to hold his own. But in a relationship, sometimes the man may fall, the woman may fall, and it's up to the man to pick up whatever it is. It's like from my relationship with my wife, we have gone through so much in 20 years of marriage that, when her mom was ill with cancer, like stage 4 colon cancer, for 8 years, she battled this. Not one day did I tell her not to go to the hospital. I would pick up the kids. I would bring them home. I would feed them. I would bathe them. I would do homework with them. I would wash the dishes, wash the clothes. As what we call in Spanish, La Maria, man, of the house, right? I was the one doing everything because my mom taught me how to do these things, because she said, I'm going to teach you what to do around the house so that if you ever don't hook up with someone, you know how to take care of yourself. That's how my mom was. But that's what it is. It's life circumstances. And when you go through these trials and errors and stuff like this, and you're completely honest with yourself, no matter what money you have in the bank account, when you go through life, that's when you know what you got next to you, man. When
Mhm.
life comes at you,
Mhm.
not the money, life, and that's the thing, right? And I feel you, and you know, this is great for you to bring this up because that's something that a lot of people forget. It's not about the fucking money.
I
It's
would
about
love to pose this question to any guy who's in a relationship where the woman is the breadwinner. How secure are you in that relationship?
that's a good question.
I'd love to pose that.
Well,
If you make the comparison, man
Well,
versus woman, woman versus man, the
Mhm.
scale tips highly in favor of the woman.
oh,
Mhm.
absolutely,
Mhm.
because that's the times we're living in, right?
Mhm.
Right. Where, listen, man,
It's very easy now
women,
for a woman to
women,
make more than a man. Very easy.
absolutely, very.
And
especially
I
in
don't
my
have
industry.
nothing wrong with that.
And the
Absolutely nothing.
and the proof is in one simple thing, and exactly what we're doing today.
Absolutely.
Gaming streamers.
Mhm.
Women make more money gaming and streaming than the men.
Oh, yeah.
Because
Absolutely.
all they have to do is fix themselves up,
Mhm.
show a little bit of cleavage, use the tools that
Mhm.
God gives them, and they're breaking money, man.
Shout
No,
out.
I'm not touching that. But at the same time,
Shout
It's a
out.
fact.
at the
I'm not.
same time, what I want to say is
It's a fact.
these people that you're making reference to, these girls that are making that money, what do you think the percentage of them is dating a guy that's making less than them?
Maybe they're
Probably
not dating a
slim.
guy at all.
Mhm.
They don't need
Pokimane,
to.
well, they try to like hide their boyfriends, like I know Pokimane did, and I will say shout out to SS Sniper Wolf though. She's actually good at the game, but you don't have to be. You know what I mean? She's
Mhm.
actually getting headshots left and
Oh
right.
no, there's true. There's great gamers out there.
Yeah.
I follow some on Twitch, and they're great. There's some girls that look good and they're great gamers.
I wouldn't
But
fuck with
I'm
SS
just
Sniper Wolf in like Overwatch or something like that. I would just get headshotted every day. But
Mhm. But yeah, that's definitely what I'm saying. You guys should check out the Kevin Smith videos, man. Samuel, sorry, videos. It's very interesting. You know what I mean? Even
Maybe you
Abba,
could be checking out the Trendy Mendy videos. You never know. 101.
is
Abba, Abba and Preach actually did a live interview with him as well. You know, so yeah, definitely check it out. But
is
to
he
get on,
Red Pill?
bro, this red pill blue pill thing is fucking new to me. I just
Okay.
seen that shit like 2 days ago, and I'm like, wait a minute, what the fuck is this?
Yeah, red pill, blue
blues
pill,
pill shit.
black pill. There's incels. There's no waltz and all types of other stuff.
Oh,
You know
are
me.
you making reference? Are you talking to us?
Am I
Or
talking
are you
to you?
talking secretly to someone in the panel with this pill
No, I'm
shit?
asking.
No, there's
There's
there's a group of people that they call the red pill and blue pill now, bro.
But what is that? Like the blue group? Those people that dance kind of shit?
It's a
No.
Matrix reference, right?
Yeah.
So if I'm not mistaken, the blue pill was the one that would free your mind, and the red pill was the one that would
No. Flip it.
the other way.
Yeah, the other way.
Okay, so the red pill was the one that would free your mind, and the blue pill was the one you could take the pill, go back to your living in the Matrix type of thing, right? So
Is that where you are now, Josh?
No, I'm out of the Matrix, man. I'm fully red pill. Now, I don't talk about it too much on here, but you know, that's why I want to know about the guy. If he's MGTOW, you know, I know somebody had mentioned that in the comments too. That's men going their own way. It's kind of like just being aware of how relationships in the modern day are, and the nonsense that goes on in between.
yeah, and I'll tell you this: I ain't red pill, I ain't fucking blue pill. I am just me. Don't categorize me in any fucking category.
I like being unique. Call me weird. Call me strange.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't put me in this new age category that's happening. I want nothing to fucking do with it. If I ever wanted to go off grid in my life, it's now.
That would be
I swear to God. I'll take the black pill. If that's what you guys want to make reference to, give me a fucking bottle of black pills, please. When the buzz wears off, I want to make sure I have more.
Absolutely, bro.
Lifetime subscription. Fuck.
Not trying to get off topic. I just thought you
world.
guys would find that interesting.
No.
I don't even know why
no.
we're talking about pills.
I'm a fucking pharmacy.
Because when you're bringing up the category, that's
Yeah.
basically one of the main things about the red pill category is about women
Isn't that
and
a whole different channel?
and feminism and all that stuff. It's like that's like
we're
red
not
pill
that
shit.
deep. What we're trying to touch is something, more masculine. I'm not touching any blue shit.
Yeah,
Well,
no, I know.
my brother Anzo's he's monetized now, so I don't want to be.
We got to keep it real.
I want to send some people send super chats, and there ain't nobody. People come after people, so I got to be careful. That's why I've been a little careful, but not too careful.
I will tell you this, and Roberto knows this because of what we did. We have thick skin. You can come at us. You can say whatever the hell you want to. That shit ain't gonna faze me, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm gonna continue to do what I do. If people like it, they like it. If they don't, they don't. It is what it is.
This is what keeps you unique and different, man.
Mm-hmm.
You can't, you just, for me, I don't want to be so much a leader, but I know I definitely don't want to be a follower,
Absolutely.
I like to create my own path, but I'm not one of those guys to like just, free will. X game kind of shit.
Mm-hmm. Because
you feel me, Josh?
Yeah, man. I'm with you 100%.
Because for me, like, there could be some things that I agree with on a blue pill, whatever it is. I have no idea what their issues or concerns are, but there could be. And there could be some stuff that I agree with on a red pill. I'm not going to be put into one category. You know what I mean? If something fucking makes sense on either side, then it just plain as well makes sense. But I'm not going to say, well, because I'm on this side, that doesn't make any sense. And no, I'm not going to do that.
You're talking about blue pill and red pill. I'm thinking about Tylenol and fucking Viagra. Thank you.
you know?
Even though I don't need the blue pill, but
but that's what I'm thinking.
What I mean?
That's not that age that I am. I'm thinking blue pill. But like, Tylenol.
That's what I mean. Like, like this, you can't even keep up. Things are just changing so fast. You can't even keep up. You say something, you think it's okay today. Tomorrow, it's like, how could you say that? And the way this world's evolving is fucking scary. Like, could I get a manual, man?
For real.
Like, I remember one point he used to come on here and you guys used to talk and I'd be like, what are you saying? Remember guys come like, can you guys give me a little fucking heads up so I don't look so stupid? I don't even know what you guys are saying. You're making reference to words like this has been going on for years. Like, where was I? In a cave? Fuck?
You needed the Urban Dictionary.
Man.
And it's like everything, like every week, there's something fucking new. You know what I mean? You can't say this, you can't do that, you can't do. I'm like, fuck that.
It's like my kids a few months now. They go, "Oh, Dad, you look sus." I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "I look what?"
Yeah, you look sus.
That's short for suspect.
Man.
Yes,
you looking
suspicious or what? I don't know.
Yes.
I'm like, "What?" I was like,
"The game. What's the game of the little people that don't have arms? The fucking Among Us. Among Us. You see like somebody that looks sus.
Oh my god, that's where it's from.
Yeah. So yeah, what was the gentleman's name that you said, Anzo? With the channel?
Kevin Samuels.
See, now that's a prime example of a person who could absolutely get demonetized by like somebody who doesn't like something that he said or some nonsense. Somebody complains, somebody gets a YouTube strike or whatever. It's very easy to do that shit.
Absolutely, but that type of dude, he probably gets like 20,000 people watching one of his streams. You know what I mean? He gets those kind of super cats, people giving him $500 and shit like that at one time. So it's not really a concern of him being monetized or not because he's making his money that way. It's just he's pretty raw. You know what I mean? And he tells people like it is, and he always says like people are way too sensitive nowadays, man. Sometimes you just got to tell people like it is, man. You know
what's going to happen, Anzo, or what should happen? There should be a thing where you pay a subscription, like a monthly or annual subscription, and you can log into this site where you could say and do what the fuck you want.
Project
it's called, if that's what you want to call it that. It's like a gentleman club of the old, where they wouldn't allow you to play cards in the alley and do this. They open up what's called a gentleman's club where you could do it discreetly and have a good time.
Well,
so there's got to be something like that that's going to evolve because there's too much suppression. I just feel,
And that's the thing. Like I said, YouTube could have something like that where people have to become like a Facebook where they have to friend you and to get into your community so that they can see
Dark
what you
web.
want to, right? Where you can say, okay, this is a troll and I'm gonna just boot him, and then he can never see your shit again. And that way you don't have to worry about people coming into your chat or people coming into your stream and just trashing you for no fucking reason, bro. Like last night I was doing the King Kong watch party, right? And some dude came in and was like, "Oh, you're something like Cedric Entertainer lookalike. You're in front of the screen. We can't see anything." And I'm like, "Well, if you knew anything about fucking YouTube, if I came away from the screen, my stream would get taken down. It's called copyrights. It's a watch party. You're supposed to watch me watch it, and I had a link where you guys can actually go into a StreamYards and watch it there." So that's what it is. Like, I can't fucking just turn on the movie for everybody on YouTube to watch.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So it's just stupid shit like that where people don't know shit but want to talk shit.
Hashtag Project Prometheus, man. That's what we need.
Project Prometheus, a real public forum.
A real public forum. Man.
Absolutely. So now we get into my topic, and my topic has to do with this chick here, which I really do not like. I've listened to some of the stuff that she used. I think she gets owned every fucking time someone goes at her. T.I. went at her and owned her ass.
I don't know.
T.I. owned her ass.
I have the energy to fight right now, but we'll see. We'll see.
My chick.
So her comment, Candace Owens said, "We've turned George Floyd into we turned George Floyd, a criminal drug addict, into an icon." Now, I don't care about all the other stuff she said.
I can't see what this girl looks like.
Yeah, man, hold on.
What I did? Nah.
I'll try and share this. I mean, you must have seen her before, Candace Owens. Josh,
I can't put the name with the face.
Let me see. That's what she looks like.
Never saw her.
Okay. I'll try and find a video to show you of her later on, but that's pretty much what she looks like. And I'm going to say this, man. Listen, the man was fucking murdered. He wasn't murdered because of something he was doing, a crime he was doing. He was murdered because he supposedly paid with a fake $20 bill. Why is it that every time it's a black man that something like this happens to, they want to bring up their criminal past? They do it all the time. It's fucking annoying, right? And she, as a black woman, should know better than that.
But and then a white guy shoots 10 people dead, and he had a bad day,
and gets Burger King.
I was about to say that.
Yep. And gets Burger King. You know what I mean? But when it's us, it's like they go into our past and talk about he was this and that. Okay, maybe he was a drug addict. Maybe he was beat up his wife or did whatever he did. But that's not what he did on that day. That is not what he did on that day. That is not even why they arrested him on that day. Right? So you're going to sit there and tell me that we're turning him, a drug dealer, into how do you know he wasn't in rehab? How do you know he wasn't trying to get better for that? You know, there's another thing that they like to say, which I just thought about the other day. It's like, oh, well, they said the cop had his knee on his neck, but it was like, oh, well, he had so much drugs in his body, right? And I'm like, well, he went to the store, he drove to the store, you know what I mean? He went in, he bought what he did, he came out, he complied with all of what the cop said, but all of a sudden, now that he's dead, it's because he had drugs in his system. Like, wait a minute. If you guys know anything about an overdose, right? It does not take long, right? 10 minutes within you overdose and you're on the ground, you're spitting up whatever it is. And I think it was methamphetamine or whatever it is they said he had, which was like a really high-powered fucking drug, they're saying, right? So I'm like, well, then he should have been dead long before he even went to the store, you know? And at the end of the day, you can also not determine how much drugs body can consume, because I smoke weed and Roberto smokes weed. And I know, no offense, but I could smoke a Roberto under a table. You know what I mean? It's just like that. So you don't know what someone else's tolerance is.
I don't need as much to get high, is what he's trying to say.
Hence why I can smoke him under the table, right? Because Roberto will be happy with just, sprinkling up his weed and boom, he's good. But no, I gotta have hash, man.
This
I gotta
guy
have
needs some alien ship to land on his roof and give him some shit that's glowing to add to the 10 other things he already put in his shit,
Absolutely. I mean,
has me there with my mouth so dry, if I open my mouth, my shit'll crack,
I was putting in 3 different kinds of hash in my fucking weed, bro. And on top of that, I was adding some hash oil to that. I'm basting it with hash oil as well, and then dipping it in some keef, right? So I was smoking some shit, bro. Like, you know what I mean? But that's what I'm saying. You don't know someone's tolerance. And I'm watching, like, I started watching the trials and everything that's going on, and it's just, it's getting out of hand, man. Like, really and truly, like, they're trying to deflame this guy.
Not only that, the fucking witnesses look like the suspects.
Oh,
The way they're being
absolutely.
asked questions.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, if I witness a cop kill an innocent man, let alone just a black man, just an innocent man,
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, you're a fucking asshole.
Absolutely.
You're a punk. You're a bitch. I'd be calling him everything.
Absolutely.
And you're gonna ask me why I called him those why I made those comments? Did those comments provoke him to kill that guy?
Mm-hmm.
Well,
Am I a suspect? Like, what the? When I saw that Onzo, honestly, I really feel that these things are there to trigger the ones like me, at least, anger.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're angry, you don't think properly.
Mm-hmm.
You react.
That is
And
correct.
it's almost like liquor. You react emotionally and you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's just what keeps us back, And I choose not to watch the news anymore. I choose to separate myself. But then when I do, I hear these shit that, random shit that makes me want to go back and say, hey, I can't be missing out. I need to be current too. I need to know that happened. Why do I look stupid in this conversation? It's catch-22. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like, you have to educate yourself. And even me with this trial, I was like, okay, I knew what was going on, but I wasn't really concerned. And then I seen that, so I said, all right, let me see what's going on with the trial and everything, And it's a lot, man. They had the woman EMT on there that was there, and they showed videos of her telling them that they need to check his pulse and all kinds of shit. And then there was one thing that I noticed that I didn't notice, but it looked like Floyd fucking pissed himself, bro.
I think that's what happens, asphyxiation.
Well, yeah, that's what she was saying. It's like she said she couldn't see where the fluid was coming from, but it looked like, he pissed himself.
Because if you look when a snake catches anything, a snake grabs and constricts on it, that motherfucker pisses or does something else.
Yeah, exactly. Go ahead, Josh. What are you gonna say?
So yeah, I'm not really gonna play too much devil's advocate here. Obviously, everybody knows whatever. I'm conservative. I follow Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens, all these people. I don't agree with everything that they say, though, blindly. You know what I mean? That's not the way to do it. I will say this. I think we all agree, no matter who you are, what color you are, the jury's out, on what happened to George Floyd. I mean, he was murdered. I mean, there's nothing even if you have methamphetamines, I mean, if you have somebody's knee on your neck for that long, I mean, so what I would say is, let's get it squared away, man. Just, give the man, the officer, the time send him away, lock up the key, lock him up, throw away the key and all that, and move forward with it. I know it's going to take a long time. They're going to drag it out, try to make as much money as they can and profit off of it, as much as they can. But, yeah, man, it's not fair. It's not fair with police brutality in general. I've seen things that they've done to people of all colors. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Some people, you know, and they need to be put away. You know, and they need to answer for what they've done.
You see, this is the thing, right? We know it happens to everybody. We know it happens to all colors, right? It's different circumstances when it's us. We get called criminals. We get brought into our past and what we did. Every single one. Sandra Bland, fucking Tyrone. I'm sorry.
Anzo, you just say it like this.
Trevin
Every
Martin.
single guy that got killed and became in the forefront, they tried to ruin their credibility.
Well,
absolutely.
Every single one. Every single one. That's all you have to say.
Absolutely.
The one that scares me the most and bothers me the most, though, is it's the Botham Jean. I don't know if you remember that one. That one was the one where the woman, she thought she was in her apartment.
Oh,
She went to the guy's apartment. That guy like had no criminal record. He was like the pastor. He was like a youth leader or whatever. And I heard like different people say mixed things, like, oh, they were in a relationship or they might not have been in a relationship, because it doesn't make any sense, man. You walk into this guy's house, the wrong apartment. You don't know where your apartment is. Like, I don't know, man. You must be on some serious drugs. And then you shoot the guy immediately. You don't even think or say anything.
That is correct, and you're absolutely right. I don't know what happened to her. I don't know if she got if she got charged or anything. I haven't heard much about.
10 years in jail for shooting somebody.
Okay.
Who was eating ice cream, sitting on his fucking couch. Like, hey, what are you doing here? This is my apartment, and it was his fucking apartment. Crazy.
And that's the thing that I was gonna say is, when they start giving these people that are doing this, and when they start putting them in jail and throwing away the key, that's when it's going to change. Until that happens, it's not going to change, because as long as they can get away with it, they will continue to do it. So this is an important case. It really is. And Flash asked a question, and he said, do you think it will be riots if the cop is proven not guilty?
There's no way this guy.
100%.
Hold on. There's absolutely no way this guy's found not guilty.
Oh God, I don't want to say that.
If he's found not guilty, if that's not called provoking
LDG, bro.
a war, I don't know what is.
Well, it already provoked.
Rodney King got shit on that. If that happened,
I agree.
Well, they already had a riot, regardless.
What's up, LDJ?
What's up, guys? What's going on?
What's up, brother? I know they did, right? But America will burn.
There you go.
He gets off.
Look at that timing.
What about Canada? Will you guys be all right, or will you guys be rioting?
We won't riot, but we'll probably
we'll get some popcorn. We'll get some popcorn and pull up, man. Get 2 laughs.
Up here, you'll have those idiots that are going to try and do something just to do something. But
we'll more or less have protests or whatever. But to say we're going to be rioting, I don't think that. What's up, LDG? What you saying?
Sean, what's up, guys? What's happening, man? LGG in the house. I wanted to pop in and just say what's up. I saw you guys streaming. I had to run some errands. Some shit came up tonight, but I'm back and just wanted to pop in and say what's up. Yo, I rewound. Josh, good representing Prometheus, bro. You're my new PR guy. Yes, sir. Yeah. Guys, Scar, you too.
I miss you guys, man. I see you once a week. Hopefully I can keep doing it. I won't be cold.
I miss you. I hope things are okay, because I haven't seen you stream. Like, I saw a couple of your streams, but it's like, as soon as you got me hooked, and I'm like, man, I need my Josh. Where's my Josh? Where's my Josh stream at? Like, what? He's trying out some new burger and some new shake or some new in his car. What's the next thing you're gonna try out? And I'm like, dude, I hope things have been okay. And I haven't seen you backstage, so I've actually been kind of worried about you.
You know what?
Hope things good.
Am I the only person here on this entire panel that's going to a place to work? Aren't you guys working from home?
Working from home, sir.
Yeah,
I'm all over the place.
I believe Anzo does too. Yeah,
I do. But
I'm in a weird spot.
And
No
most
one
of us
but-
don't work at 10 o'clock in the evening unless we're working at a strip tease.
that's what I was gonna say. If I had to go to work where you worked, yeah, I would go there. Absolutely.
First of all, we couldn't do shit here. Josh is a curfew at 9:30.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See, I know. West, it's like, hey, party, strip clubs open. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not even the
Last
curfew.
call 7:30.
Hey, Josh,
Like
you're a
you called
DJ,
I am. Yeah.
right?
Yep.
And so you go to the same place, or do you go to different places?
Right now, I work at 2 clubs. The one that I've been working at, and then I work at one in New Jersey. I drive an hour and a half, get out at like 3 a.m. Then I drive an hour and a half back. I'm shot, man. I'm shot.
Drive an hour and a
Now,
half.
You're not making that drive home alone, are you?
It's worth it,
Wait
man.
a second.
Nah.
He said New Jersey.
Let me give you a
like he
lift.
lives in are you in New Jersey? Because
No, I'm
you
in
said
New York.
New Jersey as if you don't live in New Jersey. Like, oh, I just go to New Jersey.
No,
like,
I live in New York.
like- oh, okay. Dear God, that must be a drive.
It is, man. It is. Yeah.
Crazy.
I mean, I'm in
Crazy.
Florida. That's like me saying, yeah, I go to California for this one job.
No, it would be like you going to Georgia.
I think that's a little different.
No, it would be like you going to Georgia or Mississippi, I
Georgia?
guess. I don't know.
yeah, true. Yeah, Georgia's like six hours away. About
Mhm.
6 hours away from me.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
man.
so with that, you guys, like I said, man, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. I'm just tired of it. It's really annoying me.
I want to see the rest of the tweet, though, Anzo. I will say that because she said,
Yeah, go ahead. I'll show you the rest of the tweet. Not a problem. I'll actually read it because I don't feel like sharing my screen again. Hold on, let me find it. Where did I put it? I can't. This one, sir. She said something about, we turned George Floyd, a criminal drug addict, into an icon. We are promoting Satan's shoes to wear on our feet. We've got Cardi B named as Woman of the Year, but we're convinced it's white supremacy that's keeping Black America behind. How stupid can you be? You see? And those
Is
are
that what you guys were talking about?
Yeah.
Before I came in here?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah, that's from Candace Owings. And again, like I said, I don't like her. You know what I mean? I don't know much about the Satan shoes, but I'll definitely do some research on that again because
Crazy shit, like I said.
Yo, I don't know if this has anything to do with it. I haven't heard the entire conversation, but it sounds like some regular JW bullshit that she's bitching about something she don't need to be bitching about. I was on Twitter yesterday, and let me know if this is related. Some lady was on Twitter bitching about the color of our Band-Aids.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I seen that.
And I'm like, and I tweeted, I'm like, listen, lady, we got starving children. We have homeless people. We have dead animals in the middle of we got people suffering. I don't give a shit about the default color of plastic. Okay? Because that's what the fuck you're bitching about. You're bitching about the default color of the plastic that comes through to make Band-Aids. And that we have to put extra work into. We're not even at that technology. I mean, okay, we are at that technology, right? We can make invisible Band-Aids, like the clear Band-Aids. We can make different color Band-Aids. But the fact of the matter is, you have a default way just to make the Band-Aid, which the plastic comes out a particular color. And then we actually do something to change the color or make it translucent or whatever extra just to get Band-Aids out. I'm like, you're bitching about the wrong shit, okay?
I want some Celtics.
Seriously.
Did you see my tweet? Did you see my tweet back about that? I said I feel insulted. They don't have my tone color.
Yeah, and I love how she makes it sound like it's. And I'm sorry, let's say. I love how she made it sound like, what skin tone is this? Because she knows she couldn't get away by saying she knows she's talking about the default color. It wasn't made that color. Okay, rubber bands, Band-Aids are not made that color. That's the color they come out when they're made. They're not made to a skin tone. Well, that's the wrong color. We got to make it more white. So let's make it more, white tone. They don't do that. That's the default color they come out. And she makes it sound like
how many Band-Aids did you have as a kid? Was that even a thought through your head?
Never. And I was telling LDG, I was like, when the clear ones came out, it was like, yes, we got clear Band-Aids where it doesn't look like you're wearing a fucking Band-Aid.
It's a luxury. Exactly. So, you know what? And even the white people said that. Even white people said the same thing. Because even a white person, you wear a Band-Aid, you can tell you're wearing a Band-Aid. Even if you're the same whatever tone you want to talk about it. Even I was saying, oh, cool, it doesn't look like I have a Band-Aid. You're going to call me racist for saying that?
Absolutely.
Dude, man up. Don't be wearing no Band-Aids. Just go with the flow, man. Don't even put peroxide on it. Just let your cut.
I just use Staples.
And
or just get some SpongeBob Band-Aids. Get some SpongeBob's Band-Aids. Get some Yu-Gi-Oh Band-Aids. Whatever the hell your fandom is, man. You know, then you just erase it all together. But this lady, and does anybody know who this lady is?
I don't know. No.
Is she popular? I didn't look. I didn't do the research. I'm sorry, guys.
I didn't even give it
whether she's followed, whether she has a following, whether she has a YouTube channel. I didn't even look because she pissed me off so fucking much. I was like, I don't even want to. Those are the people, like, if Prometheus existed, I'd be like, I don't want to hear anything about her or see her or nothing. Anybody else who wants to listen to her, you're more than welcome to listen to this lady. But as far as my devices are concerned, I don't want nothing to see from this lady. Unless she direct messages me and says, hey, I've changed. Okay. And I'm just sitting here like, is this what we've come to? I mean, seriously.
I feel you. I just wanted to address this with Paul. Paul said on the other side of the coin, from what I've seen from Candace, she's tired of the narrative that it's all white people's fault. So I think that informs a lot of her opinions. But at the end of the day, she's feeding into a narrative where they think all black people think it's all white people's fault, and we don't. We know it's not all white people's fault.
I'll give you that.
Listen, we're aware that
though?
blacks kill blacks, whites kill whites, Asians kill Asians. We understand that takes place, right?
Absolutely.
We understand.
Fair argument. I'll give you that 100%.
But when you keep highlighting serial killers and mass murderers getting arrested and guys for crossing the street, driving with a busted taillight, using a counterfeit 20 are getting murdered.
Okay.
That's what we're complaining about. That's it.
All right, guys. And I don't know if it's the alcohol, but I'm going to be daring for a moment. And I'm going to make a comment that has to do with race. Okay. And I don't know if I'm saying this right, but I have a feeling I need to say it. Isn't it weird that I see when a person of ethnic origin commits a murder, maybe I'm wrong, but from my perspective, I see that those people did it for some reason that they believe. When I see a Caucasian person doing it, it's because they just lost their fucking mind. You know what I mean? Does that make sense on that?
No, because that is definitely not the case. Because
that's not the case.
No, when you see,
not 100%. I agree. You're right. Okay, you're right.
Can't be blanket. Nothing can be blanket. You know,
I'm gonna give you an example.
Nothing can be blanket. You're right. Nothing can be blanket.
I'm gonna give you an example. The kid that shot up, and this is not the first one, but the kid that shot up the church with the black people, they ended up saying he was misunderstood. He was this. He was going through issues, right? But now they killed George Floyd, and he's a criminal, and he did this in his past. So my thing is, like, why do we bring up what he did in his past? That's not why he was killed that day. You know what I mean?
No.
If he was raping somebody, beating up a woman, the cops came in and shot him, I can guarantee you there would be no issue.
No problem. No, okay, so a second chance here, because I think that came out a little bit unbleached. What I'm basically trying to hit a point on is that I think society, like Esther. I think society is putting us into these situations that maybe, okay, you know what? I think maybe it's just too complicated to try to explain, because it can go both ways. It can go both ways. Just because you're white your color doesn't dictate your reasons for committing what America would call a crime. Okay, I get that. Right. Okay, but I think the way society pressures you to be a certain way, and that you can't argue that. So society pressures me to be a certain way, and I feel that I'm pretty sure society, whether you ignore it or you fight it or you successfully fight it, there is a pressure depending on your stereotype that other people see you as, to be and react, or to react back in a certain way, no matter what you do. And that is a fact, because I can't tell you how many times that I've tried to communicate or express myself, and I've been reacted to in a way that I'm like, dude, I'm not even close to even trying to say it that way or be that way. But you're reacting because you see me as a Caucasian nerd that you assume I meant a certain thing. And that's what I'm talking about as far as committing a crime or having a reaction to a situation that ends up in a crime. You know, committing murder or committing you know, what do you call it? Physical confrontation.
Oh,
That takes into account as well onto all of us. And that's why we pass judgment, like say on Floyd. Whether you did something in your past doesn't fucking matter, because you know what? And I don't mind saying this because it's true. I've done things that I wish I could delete from my history.
absolutely.
Okay? I mean, literally delete from my history. There are things that when you're a kid and you're like, I'm going to try to grow up to be the coolest person I can be. When you get to that age, it's not as fucking easy as you think. And you're put in situations that even off the fly, you make a bad decision and you end up either paying for it or not paying for it, but you always pay for it in here because you know that you did that, that resulted in you doing something that if your past self ever caught you doing, he would bitch slap you into the next dimension. Okay?
No, I feel what you're saying, and you're right, because that's where a lot of peer pressure comes from, right? You know what I mean? You're hanging around with people and they want to do something and you want to feel like you fit in, so you do what you think you do, but sometimes you may do something that you can't come back from. You know what I mean? Where you're always fucking thinking about it and this and that. But I noticed
rationalizing it. You're trying to rationalize it. And I'm trying to speak, guys. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. Yeah. I'm saying this because the few things that I did and that made me question myself. They at first they stir, right? They stir in your mind at first. But then you analyze it, and then what I've learned to do is take those few times that I said, okay, I fucked up, and make sure that never happens again. You know what I mean? Like I make sure I use what happened bad, and I use it as a support beam so that my actions in the future never reproduce that outcome.
Because you have a conscience. Okay? If you didn't have a conscience, you wouldn't be able to do that.
But I feel stronger because of it. Because if you don't have that experience, and this is why I try to tell people when they're like, "Oh, I let my kids do whatever they want," or "I just let my kids just do, whatever, just out the front door with no support." I'm like, no, listen, support is the number one thing you need, because without your support, they have to create their own support. And do you know how they create their own support? By fucking up in the first place. And by doing those things that they regret, because those become the support beams that moving forward, I make sure don't happen again. But I wish I was taught earlier with third party support beams, with the experience of my family, my parents, my friends, and learning from them, that I don't have to create a repeat of somebody else suffering in a particular way for me to say, okay, now it's not going to happen again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel you. We all learn from our mistakes. That's the biggest thing. You know what I mean? And we have to learn from our mistakes. We got to make mistakes. That's how we grow.
Yeah, because if you do the same mistake over and over, it's no longer a mistake. It's a choice.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right from your born.
But learning from other people's mistakes.
Same amount of time, right?
Right. It doesn't just because this is the one thing. This is what I call the I know it all effect. And we're all guilty of this, I think. Most of us. That you think you know it all. And you don't want to listen to other people's mistakes. You don't want to hear it. You want to know for yourself. You think you know it all. You know what I mean? And that ends up, and then when you finally make that mistake, you're like, God damn, my parents were telling me about this. Fuck, I didn't have to go through this. I just had to learn from, and then there are some people who do listen and they do learn and they don't make those mistakes. And it's just as effective. And what I'm seeing right now is I'm seeing a lot of people, a lot of children falling in this. I want to make my own mistakes, and they don't understand the value of learning from other people's mistakes. And the only thing that benefits from that is not duplicating them in the first place.
You're right.
Yeah.
But I can say too, like, even when I was growing up, I didn't listen to my parents and I wanted to make my own mistakes. But
yes,
at the end of the day, it's like, fuck, my dad was right. My mom was right.
Your dad was right.
Know what I mean?
And he told you that too. He told you that, right? Yeah. But here's the thing. Here's the benefit of making your own mistakes. How you benefit from your own mistakes is that benefiting from your own mistakes are mistakes that you made that you didn't know about. You get to make new mistakes. You're too busy making the same mistakes does not generate progress, right? If my children and my children's children and my children's children, if we're all making the same fucking mistakes your grandfather made, there's no progress made. But if your son learns from you, then he gets to make new mistakes. Then later his son will learn from those mistakes and my mistakes. And then there's progress made because you're making new mistakes instead of repeating the same old mistakes. And how many times do you watch the news and see the same fucking mistakes being made over and over and over and over and over and over again?
And that's why there's no change. And that brings up to the topic of where I'm saying that these people that are doing these things or that are killing us for no reason, they need to be held accountable. When you do something new and hold them accountable, things will change. There's that saying, you can't expect different results doing the same fucking thing. It's not going to happen. You know what I mean? And like Roberto said, if this guy gets off, man, I'm hoping he don't. I'm hoping he don't. I'm really hoping he don't. But because they've all gotten off, my hopes of him getting off are you know what I mean? It's like,
question.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I just cannot. Like I said, I know I said Trump wouldn't win and he won. But, that's a whole different ballgame, right? This is a worldwide thing. The whole world knows about Floyd. And I'm sorry, if Donald Trump was still the president, I would have to maybe say, I don't know. I'm not saying that Biden's going to change things, but I like to think that it's simmered down a bit, But if that shit doesn't go the way it rightfully should, like I said, man. Let me ask you
a question. And I'm asking this to everybody. And forgive me, because guys, I'm being passionate right now. I love each and every one of you, especially those who are viewing right now.
Do your thing, bro.
But hey, I got to ask you a question. All right. Let's say you were the one that did something wrong. All of you, everyone listening, everyone on the panel right now, you did something wrong. Whatever it is, I don't give a shit what it is. Anything. But then you decide, honestly, to change the future to help not only yourself, but others in the same situation. And if jail, and I mean in an effective way, I know you can come back to me when I finish what I'm about to say. I know you can come back to me with a whole bunch of absolutes, but just for a moment, try to listen to what I'm saying. You actually learn from that mistake and want to change that mistake, not only for yourself, but for everyone else. And you truly feel that way. And you're willing to put your money where your mouth is, step up to the plate, and do something that affects actual positive change, not only for yourself, but for everybody. And a over-exaggerated punishment will stop you from doing that. Should you be allowed should that be a factor in allowing you to accomplish that goal?
So what you're saying is
basically what I'm saying is, I'm sorry, go ahead.
you go to, like, let's say you go to jail for 20 years if you help this
Yes.
person out, something like that. You're saying, right?
If you hurt somebody, if
Like
you hurt
commit-
somebody and you're given 20 years, but you honestly saying, listen, I'm willing to dedicate my whatever amount of time. Well, technically it should be your whole life, but what I'm talking about is a particular thing. They're saying, listen, I've learned, I understand, and I want to change, and I want to change this for everybody else. I want to learn from a mistake, and I want to be able to help other people. But being in jail will stop me from doing that. Could that be a road to redemption that will allow you not to be in jail if you're honest about it? If I trust me, I'm walking a line right now where I know I can hear the people listening right now. No, if you hurt somebody, then you need to go to jail for 20 years and that be done with. No, it shouldn't be that way. Because there are a small amount of people. And if you listen to those documentaries where people are in prison, there are a few people who actually learn from their mistakes.
Absolutely.
You know what
I
I mean?
agree with you. I still think they still have to serve their time. You know what I mean? If you do the crime, you got to do the time.
A time. What about the time? Is what I'm trying to say.
Yes.
If you get 20 years, then why cannot they consider 20 years of being a part of fixing the problem instead of 20 years of staring at a wall? Only for those who show that they've learned and that they're honest and genuine. I know there are plenty of people out there who are willing to lie and try to break the system.
That's the reason.
But that ruins it for the small few.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you something. As far as my child is concerned, my kid is concerned. I want my kid taught from the people who committed the crime. I don't want my kid taught from some guy that don't know what the fuck is going on, thinking he can make a YouTube channel about something he doesn't know a goddamn thing about.
I hear what you're saying.
You know what I mean?
And you see, another thing at the point is that's one of the reasons why we have this show, because I've made mistakes and I've put my shit out there. Right, it's out there. You go back and watch these shows, and you can basically understand that what I'm trying to do is trying to give people the experience that I had. Hopefully, they can learn from my mistakes and learn from what happened to me and handle situations better. Right. So I do completely understand that. But like you said, at the end of the day,
we don't have it, right? We don't have it right now.
No, because
we don't have it right now.
Right, because at the end of the day, it's because, like you said, there will be people that will try and take advantage of it, and that's what's going to ruin it for the ones that really want to change
and try to help. Yes. And the only time we hear from those people are in documentaries made 20 years later after these people could have been, you know what I mean? We only hear from these stories where a convict says, I learned my lesson and I'm trying to help the community. Years after the fact. You know what I mean?
Well, again, I do agree with you, but I do think, like, if you do a crime, you should do your time in jail, whatever. But again, people get off with good behavior. So let's say you get 20 years, you do 1/3 of your time, you prove to them that you've changed, then you come out and you start trying to help people. But
with all due respect,
I'm fine with that.
With all due respect, do you really buy that though? That good behavior crap, that's just people shutting the hell up.
Well, yeah, I know that.
You can fake good behavior. Exactly. I mean, I'm talking about those few that really step up, because you cannot.
That's what I'm talking about, though.
Yeah, you can't fake putting your life on the line for a belief. You can't fake that, because you have to do something. You have to step up to the plate and actually do something where people say, "Holy shit, this guy's actually doing this stuff." Not only is he saying it, but he's doing it. And it really aggravates me, because it's hard for let me tell you one of the things that came to YouTube, guys, and I'm sure each and one of you on the panel, maybe not the viewers at home know this, but it's one thing to say something, it's another to prove it by doing it. And you got a lot of YouTube channels right now doing a lot of this. They're doing a lot of this, and they're doing little this. Okay, they're saying let's ban Disney, and then you see them at Disney World. Okay, you see people saying one thing and doing another, and it really fucking pisses me the fuck off. Yet some guy like me, I'm sitting here saying how companies should work for free and find ways of working for free, and they're like, well, that's not a way of doing things. Well, I'm still paying the bills. I'm still finding a way to do it. I sit here and I give. I've saved. I just celebrated my year anniversary on YouTube. For those of you who don't know, I started my first stream a year ago.
Congratulations,
I decided to thank you. I decided to branch out and say, you know what? Fuck it. Let me get on corporate social media, and let me see if I can spread some good. And I can honestly say, in the past year, I think I've saved the community, honestly, over $20,000 by helping people and fixing their computers. That if they went to like another computer, if they went to like Best Buy or whatever, or they went to another computer store, they would have been charged $300-400 to fix their computer, and Absolutely. I fixed it for free. And I don't think anybody that I've helped would argue that point. Dude, you have saved me money, hands down. And the way I was able to do that was to take the profit. Remember, profit is the only thing that you make after you get paid. So after you pay the bills, after you pay the rent, after you pay the water, whatever extra is profit. So I took that profit and I gave it back to the community to help people out. And I sit here and I preach that companies should do the same. And then I get people saying, well, companies can't do that. That's not the way, because they just want to make more money and more money and more money. It's all the same thing. It's all related. It might be a different hot dog, but it's the same baloney. Okay. And I'm sick and tired of seeing this. And I kind of went on a small tangent there. Sorry, guys.
That's what the show is about.
It's hard for me to explain these things in a way that I hope the viewers would understand. That's why I'm glad I'm here even now, because your crack into the topic has given me a chance to try to say it in a way I hope I've reached out to people.
Well, just for example, Gaishka, how much money you think you would have had to pay if you had to fix that computer? Take it somewhere to get
at least $200 if I would have taken it to the
are you talking about his last problem? Easily $200. By the way, Geisgar, is your computer still working?
I'm on it right now, brother.
You can shut down and you can boot up without a problem?
Absolutely.
There you go. Good man. Good man. Good man.
You see, so and that's what I'm saying. I do understand what you're saying. I really do. You know what I mean? But at the bottom line, it's for these companies. It's about the money for them. Like everything revolves about money. Rich keep getting richer, poor keep getting poorer. That's a fact.
Thing that pisses me off, though, Anzo, there's other ways of making money.
I know.
I can't tell you how many people. When I tell people Project Prometheus cannot survive, it's the people ask me one of the number one questions when I bring up Project Prometheus, right? I got this whole sounds too good to be true, but that's the only way to sell it without giving away information to let other people do it. Proprietary information. You got to walk that sounds too good to be true way of explaining things. And the number one question is, how do you make money off of it? I'm like, listen, there's ways of making money. Okay. You just got to be creative and find those ways to make money. That's your fucking job. Okay. I don't see an author that thinks because he writes a single book that's going to make him excel into the world of being a millionaire is bullshit. When you're a writer, your job is to write. Keep writing new stuff. You're not going to be excelled in this world just because you write one story that you think you own that one story and that you give it to these people and that you call copyright claims because somebody wants to expand on that story. Your job is to write. If I'm sorry, I'm going off topic here. Fact of the matter is, you got to be creative. You gotta take the bulls by the horn and figure out how to do shit right. The thing, a lot of people say the universe isn't or life isn't perfect, right? Is that the term? Life isn't perfect. Life is perfect. We're fucking it up. The universe is so goddamn perfect that it can support you doing. I mean, it can support cold fusion and solar systems and planets and life and all this shit the universe can support. And we don't learn from that. And we think that you can do anything in this universe as long as you do it right. And that includes making money. Okay. But we bow down to these corporations and companies that want to make money the cheap and easy way. And that's the reason why most of our problems exist. That's why we even have that's the reason why we have the Snyder's Cut, for God's sakes. Okay. All the problems that we have are built because companies are trying to make the most amount of money with the least amount of effort and creativity.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, and I'll stop from there.
It's all right, bro. That's what the show is about, man. But you are correct with that. You definitely are correct with that. There has to be a lot of changes in a lot of things in our society. Race, the way the business are handling things. Paul was talking about cancel culture. That shit is getting out of fucking hand. It is ridiculous.
Oh, you guys were talking about cancel culture today?
No,
God,
no.
I should have. Okay.
No, it wasn't a topic, but yeah, I'm just saying
that was last week.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it is getting out of hand. Like it's really ridiculous.
And you know why we have cancel culture too? It's because we don't have freedom of speech. That's the problem.
Yeah.
The only people bitching are those who want to bitch because they know they can affect change. If we all had freedom of speech, a true I'm sorry, Project Prometheus. If we had a true public forum where even the average Joe, like you, yes, you too, could talk and have your voice heard, cancel culture would be deaf. You wouldn't be able to hear cancel culture over the voices of everybody as a whole, right? If Anzo, if you could, okay, let's say a fandom or an author or whatever you want to call it, decided to do a certain thing, and cancel culture pointed their vision at them, and you could easily press one button to stop it, right? To speak your mind and say, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Cancel culture. You know what I mean? Would you not hit that button?
Yeah, absolutely.
If it was as simple as hitting a button and knowing that hitting that button, millions of people saw it, you would hit that button. Would every single one on this panel and every single person listening at home not just take the effort to hit a single button to be able to have your voice heard and eliminate cancel culture? Because all cancel culture is the side effect of not having freedom of speech, because those who are speaking are only speaking because they're speaking. You know what I mean? You don't have the tools, because most people today, I know YouTube's big. I know there's a lot of people on it, but for the most part, most of society doesn't use social media because they don't think their click matters. They don't speak their mind. But if they had a simple single click thing to speak their mind and have their opinion actually affect, the public, they would actually do it. And it's the funny thing is what I tell people too, and I take it to the extreme. I love taking things to the extreme because it outlines the entire problem as a whole. If I were to give every single human on this planet a single button, and all you had to do is press it, that's it. You don't have to do anything else. No research, no looking up, no nothing. Just one button that if you hit this button, it would blow up the entire earth. Thousands of people would actually hit that button.
Yeah. I agree with you.
But if you give everybody a button that says, "Is this what you truly think?" Hit this button. That's what Project Prometheus is. Then you let everybody see it. You let people see the truth of what you want, whether you care about, Batwoman or whatever the fuck it is. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter what it is. As long as you have the button in front of you that you can trust and say, you know what? Every time I hit this button, my voice is heard. You're going to start tapping that button. And people are going to see you tapping that button. And people are going to trust that whatever this button reports, that is the truth. And it's not fake news and bullshit or cross-checking crap. That's what Project Prometheus is. I'm going to stop, dude, because I've been going on for a while, man. I love you guys.
It's all right, bro. You know what I mean?
Look at Josh. Shit. You're killing Josh, LDG.
Shit, Mr. Storms came in here. Yeah, Josh, you can bounce. We were gonna close it up, but Robert came in here, so we'll give him a chance to get what he has to get off of his chest.
Take care,
Peace
guys.
Out, Josh.
Josh, I feel better, bud.
Josh, man, don't be a stranger, brother. Right, hit me up.
Yep.
What is going on, Rob?
Oh shit.
This is the show, bro. What's up?
Testing 1, 2, 3.
No, I'm here.
What's going on?
I've been out since 5 o'clock this afternoon. I have drank until I couldn't drink anymore. I
join the club.
I didn't want to come home. I tried every possible excuse not to come home. It hurts, man, you know?
Are you okay, man?
Everything you know okay? What? You know what is we had the conversation today earlier about what the situation you're going through. So if you want to get it off your chest, if you want to talk about it, go right ahead, bro.
I do, but like I want to get it off my chest like really bad, you know, because it feels like the more I talk about it, the better I feel. But at the same time, it's like if I do it, then it kills the opportunity for something in the future. You know what I mean?
Oh, shit.
So I literally don't know what I'm doing right now.
Robert. On a scale 1 to 10, how drunk are you right now? I'm a 7, by the way.
I sobered up a couple hours ago.
Okay.
All right.
I believe that there are some take it to your grave moments, you know, and if you really feel like it's something you shouldn't share, don't let alcohol make you slip on that one, you know?
Exactly. That's all I was trying to say.
That's all I can say to you, Robert, man.
It's nothing like that.
Okay.
You know?
And Robert, man.
Yeah.
If you want to talk about it backstage, man.
If you want to talk about it backstage, I agree. I agree with Kai Scar, brother. It sounds like Anzo knows what you're talking about. I have no fucking clue what you're talking about. I have no clue. But from what I've heard in the last 2 minutes, it sounds like maybe you need to double check and make sure you continue speaking.
So here's what we'll do. We're going to close it up anyways, guys, so that we can have a conversation with him in the backstage. Roberto and Gashka, I'd probably like you guys in there for that too, because it does go on with the topic we had today. So I'm going to let you guys talk about your channels real quick. Go around the line. I'm just going to go to the bathroom real quick. So Roberto, Gashka, Robert, and then LDG. Go ahead, Roberto.
Till 101, you guys really shouldn't hear anything but crickets.
Dude, I'm literally loading the program. If you give me a second, I swear to I got your back. My bad,
slow it down,
brother. I just slow it down. Wait, here we go. We got it.
It's because of
what?
Okay. On the ball.
Yes.
Okay, I'm on the ball, guy. I'm on the ball. Okay, alcohol don't got shit on me, bro.
There you go, son. You don't know. Guys,
you don't know. Yeah, so Basco Scenario, you guys catch me up from gaming clips on my channel. Make sure you subscribe to everybody here. And you know what? Mad love. Thank you for everybody that's in the chat. We like your feedback. Keep it up. See y'all next week.
Love you guys, man.
That is right. LDG.
Yo, guys, seriously, after tonight, I don't want to plug anything. I'm just some guy trying to change the world before I reset by providing the first world's true public forum. I spent 20 years figuring this shit out. I got a dream. I have a plan. I'm trying to make it happen. And just like the president, I'm trying to get the people behind me before I actually do it. Even if I did come out, even if I had $1 million and was able to snap my fingers and Thanos snap Project Prometheus into action tomorrow, it wouldn't survive without the people behind it. And that's what I have my channel for, man. We need a true public forum. America might have the law for freedom of speech, but we don't actually have the means of freedom of speech. And that's what I'm trying to provide. That's what I'm trying to bring to light, guys. So if you like what I do, subscribe to LDG Pixels, subscribe to Geeks Enjoy Nerdrotica, because remember, nerding out is not porn, it's nerdrotica. Thanks for having us, guys. Appreciate it.
No problem. Guys know Bigger Ford Entertainment. It was a great show today. It's Robert Storms down there. We do Storms live, so if you guys want to ever check us out, which you probably do anyways, that's where we're at. So we're going to close it up. We're going to end the show. It was a great show with all you guys. Peace out. We're going to go do some backstage therapy. Hope you guys enjoyed the show, and be sure to check us out next week. Now, I'm trying to stall while I find the outro. Here we go. Peace. Fuck, that was the wrong one.